Go ahead, Peter.
If I can ask you very quickly about the new House Speaker, who is apparently in the building as we speak right now. Does the President view Speaker Mike Johnson as a MAGA extremist?
Look, I would have to let the Speaker speak for himself. Obviously, I think he has defined himself as that way. So he's going to have to answer that question for himself. What we can say is we want to move forward on making sure that we get the work done on behalf of the American people. The President is willing to do that in a good faith fashion, as we have been able to do that on many bipartisan laws now that the President was able to push through Congress with Democrats and Republicans. That's what we want to see.
And just to be clear, I asked that because the President last month, when he was speaking at in Arizona in honoring his late friend John McCain, said their extreme agenda, referring to members of what he described the MAGA Republican extremists, their extreme agenda, if carried out, will fundamentally alter the institutions of American democracy as we know it. Does that concern apply to Speaker Mike Johnson?
I'm not going to prejudge. I'm just not going to prejudge what the relationship is going to be like now that he's Speaker. I'm just not.
So what he did in the past, you're willing to relieve that if he acts in good faith going forward?
We want to make sure that the President wants to make sure that we get the business of the.
We have a catastrophe at our southern border. The Senate and the White House can no longer ignore the problem. From Texas to New York, wave after wave of illegal migrants are stressing our communities to their breaking points. The status quo is unacceptable. Inaction is unacceptable, and we must come together and address the broken border. We have to do it.
California Governor Gavin Newsom is currently in China and met with President Xi yesterday. Has the White House coordinated with him at all on this visit, and did the White House sanction this trip?
I just don't have anything to speak to on that trip. I would refer you to the State Department and also to the governor's office. I just don't have anything to share on that particular trip. Thank you. See you guys.
You said you don't want to prejudge, but the Biden campaign put out a statement yesterday calling Johnson, MAGA, Mike Johnson, extreme, and a loyal foot soldier of President Trump. I mean, does that sort of break with your message here?
Look, I'm not going to speak to what the campaign does. That's the campaign. I'm going to speak to here right now in this administration, speaking for the President in this administration. And what I can say is the President, and this is something that he has said himself, that he wants to work in good faith.
And is the President concerned about working with the new Speaker given his track record on election?
So a couple of things. So upon the Speaker's election, we invited him today, it's actually happening right now, to a bipartisan briefing with leadership and relevant committee chairs and ranking members and on the President's supplemental national security, obviously, package.